Hello, welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at some of the various ways we can build stairs. There's quite a few ways in Blender, and I just want to kind of show you around what they are. So probably the simplest is to just take a cube, scale it out on the y-axis, scale it out a bit more. That'll do. And then just throw on an array modifier. Go to view, and then just change the x-axis, the z-axis rather, parameter to 1, and then we get a staircase. And if we just add another cube and scale it up on everything apart from the y-axis, to front view, we can just see if we tick over to our render view. Rid of that sun lamp and turn on AO. That gives us one kind of stair. Okay. But sometimes this is maybe a little bit simple. It's effective, but it's crude. Okay, so if we just duplicate our wall, and another way we can get a similar result to that is by just adding in a plane. Press 7, G. Then I'm just going to scale my plane up and move it flush with the wall, or flush with the wall rather. And move it up a little bit. I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to bring that over and down. Let me just move that edge out a little bit more. Now if I just go Control R and add some ring cuts to this, and then I just go ahead and very simply select every other ring, every other edge I've just made when I did that loop cut. Then I just really simply move it over, and this is best done in side view, and up, and just carefully make these square. I mean, you can alter the dynamic of the steps here, so if you want more kind of jagged steps, or kind of less, but right now I'm just going to go for kind of that. That's good. And then if we just want to extrude this last one down a little bit. And a really good thing about the B-mesh system is we can just, to finish off this block of stairs, we can just really simply carry on around like that with extrusions. And move that straight, and then select that edge loop and simply press F to fill it in. And that's a really, really good use. This is what I would call good use of n-gons, is when you have quite a complex thing there, but you just want it filled in with a flat surface. And that gives us a similar but different result. And this is the method I prefer for most stuff. Okay, so let's go and look at another method. Just move that around. Now I'm just going to go into top view, and I'm going to add in a cube, and I'm going to scale it out on the y-axis. And I'm going to go to 1, and this is kind of similar to the first method we did, except it's more of an open staircase rather than one that's designed to be boxed in and blocked in. So if we add a modifier, an array, and I'm going to move that up so it looks like it's right. So now I'm just going to add a cube, bring it here, scale it down, just move it up to the front step really roughly. I mean, it's not always good to be really precise with stuff like this, especially if it's only for visual use. Sometimes you can really overcomplicate it for yourself. I'm just going to duplicate that over and bring it here, and then what I might just do this is I kind of imagine this kind of staircase maybe like coming out from an industrial structure. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go into top view, and I'm just going to add another cube. Actually, no, I'm not going to add that at all. I've thought of a better way. Right, so I'm just going to add Control R, and if can I go? Okay, so I'm going to go Control R to ring cut, and I'm going to add 20. No. I'm going to add Control ring, and I'm going to add 30 ring cuts to each of these. Same one. And then I'm going to go into flat mode, and I'm just going to select some of these parallels. Again, I'm not being too pernickety about how I do this. The only thing I'm looking at is whether they're parallel, and if they're parallel, I don't really mind. I'm not spacing them out too rigorously or precisely, but I'm just going to hit extrude, and then I'm going to scale them on the z-axis 0, and then I'm just going to move all of these down to roughly where our ground plane would be. We just tick over and have a look at that. Always lots of ways to do things with 3D, and I'm sure there are more, even though I'm giving you a good number of ways of making stairs. There will always be another way. Believe me, there will always be another way with Blender. Okay, so the last method of making stairs I'm going to show you is how we do circular stairs, or a spiral staircase. Tab in and get rid of that. And I'm just going to make to do this like a cross section, because I can't really show you how this is working if I don't have a cross section there. Well, I can, but it wouldn't look bad, and it just wouldn't iterate what I'm trying to show you very well at all. I'm just going to move that up, and I'm just going to do in here a snap cursor. Wait, no. I do a snap cursor to selected. There we go. That's just going to set our cursor to the origin of this, which is going to be useful. And I'm just going to border select the verts down here. Again, that doesn't need to be precise. And I'm going to add a solidify to the outside of this just to make it look wally. And then for the sake of doing things properly, a smooth and an edge split. There we go. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to add in a circle with eight vertices, and we need a triangle fan, and we're going to scale it. Wait. I've just done something wrong. I apologize. But I can fix it by just border selecting that and going P selection to separate the selection. And I'm just going to get rid of the modifiers on this because we don't need them. And then I'm just going to scale this out. And I'm going to add a subdivision surface. And I'm going to delete all of these triangles here apart from one. Now the one is going to be our starting block for our staircase. Wait, faces rather. Now we need to do an edge crease on everything but the last edge here, because we want that edge to be curved. And we're going to extrude this up, do an edge crease there, and get an edge crease there, and an edge crease there. Wait, no. We need these not to be creased, but we need these to, wait, fiddly bits. I mean, this really doesn't matter now. I'm being kind of semantic with what I'm doing here. But what I'm going to do is place that roughly near the bottom. And I'm going to duplicate it and rotate it. And then move it up. Then duplicate it. And rotate it and move it up. And I think you can see how this is gonna work. Duplicate it, rotate it. Again, I'm not being too precise here. This is probably the most time-consuming method, but a technique we can use to now speed this up a little is just selecting all of these and duplicating them, moving them up, and rotating them around. And the point I'm looking to rotate them to is about half of what the previous one was. Duplicate all those. And just shunt these up. Again, I can see where if you ever need more control as well, you can just press the Shift key. And that allows you to slow it down and get a bit more precise. And then just to finish this off, realign the 3D cursor, and then I'm just going to quickly add a cylinder. Wait, no. Shift A, cylinder. And here we have a basic blocking out method for a spiral staircase. Useful. So I hope you've learnt some things about stairs in this tutorial, and thank you for watching. As always, if there's any questions you'd like to ask, or if you would like to request a tutorial of any kind, just ask me, and I will be happy to make